Hi, welcome back to Kitchen Garden Therapy. It's the month of August, which means there's a lot of vegetables growing in my garden. So let me show you what varieties I have this year. So let me start my August vegetable garden tour with tomatoes. And this year I'm growing 5 varieties. This one is called Purple Bumblebee, and it's a really cute variety of tomatoes. I'm growing these tomatoes in hanging baskets, and they are growing pretty nice there, producing high too. And I don't know why they call them Purple Bumblebee. They do look kind of purplish from far away, but then when you look up close, they are bright red with bronzy green stripings. And they taste sweet, and they hold its shape really well. So I like them. Next tomato on my list is this Old German. Old German is an heirloom slicer, and it gets these odd, weird shapes, but they taste so good. Like, this is one of my favorite tomatoes for taste. They are sweet, not as acidic as some of the tomatoes, and they're large. They're so big that literally one tomato is enough for a salad. So I'm really satisfied with this variety. So I will be definitely growing it again next year. These tomatoes can get up to 2 pounds each. Can you imagine that? So they are great to have in the garden. Another variety that I'm really happy I planted is yellow pear tomatoes. These cute little babies are also very tasty. I like the flavor even more than regular cherry tomatoes because they are sweet, and I love sweet tomatoes. They are also heavy producers, so there is a ton of these babies on the branches, and I keep picking every single day, and they keep producing. I also have 2 more varieties growing. One is San Marzano and another is regular cherry tomatoes. Now let's talk about cucumbers. What varieties of cucumbers I am growing this year? So I have 5, I think. And the first variety is Armenian cucumber. This was my first year growing them, and I like them, despite the fact that it took a while to sprout them, and it took a while for them to start giving me some fruit, but they taste so good. They're actually not a true cucumber. They're from melon family, and they do look a little bit different from all of the other cucumbers. But I like them. Another unique variety, which I am growing for the first time, is lemon cucumber. Even though it looks like a kiwi, it has these spikes, but the bigger and mature the fruit gets, the less of those spikes are on it. So these are still unripe, like not mature, and this one is ready to be picked. So let me show you how it looks. It gets this yellow coloring, and the spikes are not visible anymore. So that's how you know it's ready to be picked and enjoyed. It got its name from the looks, not the taste, so it doesn't taste lemony at all. I would even say it's sweeter than other types of cucumber, so not acidic for sure. Another variety of cucumbers I have growing is Persian, and I had grown Persian cucumbers before. I love them. I will always grow them because they are great. They are probably my favorite variety of cucumbers. And then I usually grow some type of a pickling cucumber This year I have national pickling because I love pickles, and I have to have them in the garden because I do pickle them, and also I make brine, like fermented cucumbers. So this variety is perfect for both reasons. And the last variety is called Garden Giant, and I'm growing this for the first year, and I can't say I like it too much. I mean, they do get quite big, so it's good to just grab one and use it for the salad, but they are thorny, and if you let them sit too long, they get spongy, and I don't like that. So I'm not quite sure if I want to grow this variety again. I will definitely grow Armenian cucumbers next year. I will probably have lemon cucumbers, and I will definitely have my Persian cucumbers and some type of pickling. But these Garden Giants, no, I don't think so. Now let's talk about peppers. So I grow a few varieties of peppers as well, and the first one I would like to show you are these cute banana peppers. Banana peppers, I love them a lot because they have a little kick, not too much. They can be used in anything, and they are so crunchy and refreshing, and they're heavy producers, so I love them. Another one of my favorite is a ghost pepper. I am growing this for the first time this year, and I love it, even though it's spicy like hell. It's so burning to eat it, but it's so useful. I can make a few jars of tomato sauce with just one ghost pepper. So I really like it, and I will be growing it next year probably. Now this is some type of chili. I don't remember the name. I forgot, and I had only a few seeds, so I threw away the package, and now I don't know what it is, but it's one of these small like Thai chilies, something like that. It's a heavy producer. It gives you a lot of peppers. Like, I keep picking every day and it's still giving me more. I also have some peperoncini and serrano pepper. Also, I think have one poblano, and that's it. That was all of my peppers. Now let me show you my squash. So I only have, I think, 3 or 4 plants of squash, and they are just starting to give me some fruit because I planted them really late, like I believe in the end of June. So it's August now. It's been 2 months, and I'm finally getting something out of them. Next is my corn. And I planted this corn also very late, like in the end of June or so, together with my squash and beans, and it just started blooming. So I'm excited to see that some of the corn is starting to develop, and I'm really hoping that before we get our first cold, I'll be able to harvest some corn. I also want to share with you my quince tree. This year I'm getting my first fruits out of this tree, and I'm really excited because I love quince. Last year I made jam out of the quince fruit, and it was delicious. Everybody loved it. So I can't wait for the quince to give me some fruit this year so I can make more jam. And now let's take a look at my beans. I planted a few varieties of beans this year, also in June, and they started producing like a few weeks ago, and they keep giving me more and more. So I'm really happy I planted a lot because now I can vacuum seal and freeze some for the winter months, and also I can use them in pickles and just enjoy as a side dish with my summer dinners. I love green beans just with butter and garlic. That's my favorite way of having them. But they are also good in stir fries and stews, and as I said previously, as pickled. I like making this Persian pickled vegetable mix. It's called torshi, and even though green beans are not traditionally added to torshi, but I like using them. So this year I have 3 or 4 varieties of bush beans. I like growing bush beans because they don't require any support. They don't climb up, so that means less work for me. I don't have to provide stakes for them and worry about them climbing up. And it's easy to harvest them as well. A few days ago I noticed that there are a lot of grasshoppers in my garden, and they are kind of munching on some of the leaves, but so far it's not too bad. My favorite variety of beans is this dragon tongue. I like them for the looks. They taste good too. Unfortunately, when you cook them, they lose their color, but I still like having them in the garden. And as you can see, I interplanted my beans with some nasturtiums, so it doesn't look boring. There's some flowers and some vegetables in there. Since I have a small garden and not enough room to plant as much as I want to, I have to do like tight planting. So all of my things are on top of each other, they're growing very close, and it's okay to do it, but you have to make sure you fertilize and use compost and help these plants because they are fighting for nutrients. They are competing, so just make sure you're taking care of your vegetables and flowers so they remain happy and keep producing food for you. I am also growing some eggplants, and this is the one I have in front of the house in the pot, and this variety is called Black Beauty. I like it when it's still a baby. I think that's when they taste mostly good, like not bitter. And these are my eggplants in the backyard. I also grow them in pots. I don't know why, but I prefer them in pots. They don't get quite as big as in ground, and I like it that way. Also recently I noticed these weird creatures on my grapevines, so I had to search them up because I've never seen them before. And these guys are called grapevine beetle, and they are not harmful, so don't panic if you see them in your garden. They look scary, but they are actually not harmful. They look to me like a giant ladybug. The only thing is the ladybugs are mostly red, and these guys are brown with black dots like the ladybugs. So that was it for today. Thank you for coming, and I will see you in the next episode of Kitchen Garden Therapy. Bye!